go get some. I'm gonna take a break.
Well, everybody's out working today, so I thought we'd get a few things done on the tractor that we've been meaning to work on here. One of them is we're going to put the universal fast hitch on there. This is the one that you get from Tractor Supply. It's 200, something like that. I think you can find them on Amazon for 197. But what this is going to do, it's going to make it a lot easier for us. It's going to make it a lot easier for us to put some of the heavier attachments on as I'm getting a little older. I don't know why that bush hog feels like it gets a little heavier every year. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on. I thought maybe you guys would like to see a review of how this item goes on. Maybe we'll hook an implement up to it here very shortly. So first thing is, this is the kit as it comes. Unbox this. And to put those pieces on, the tools that we'll need for this is a 3/4 inch socket, 9/16 socket, and an 1 1/4 socket, and compatible wrenches. You might want to just use one crescent wrench for it all, however you like to do that. So bungee to kind of hold the two together, and I will take this we'll unbox this right here. So first arm, second arm, and some bushings. Okay. I'm going to assume putting these on isn't going to be too difficult. But the way this mechanism works, it's quite simple. These will be lined up. You'll back up. This is kind of a stop so that you know you've hit your pin. When you go to lift, it'll pull this open, clip back over. To release it, drop this back, clip that in place, and that's how you unhook. So let's go ahead and put this first one on. The open side goes towards the inside. I'm surprised there's no washers with this. I'm going to put this on. We're going to see how it looks, how it fits. And I'll report back if I have any issues. And hopefully you can see the outside on that one, the inside on this one. I'm trying to do it that way. I don't know how the video is going to turn out, but glad I'm down here inspecting that we needed to do something. This one is so messed up, this ball don't even want to roll in here now. Actually, let's do it like this. It's amazing I had to do that to pull it up the center. All right, now this comes with several different bolt sizes. The 9/16 bolts are the ones that are going to go on the outside here. These will each screw into this. See, we're going to want to draw these all the way up. because the purpose of these bolts on here is going to be kind of to hold this flush, level, and with the existing arm. But like I said, the longer bolt size, the longest bolt in there, in the 3/4 size, is on the bottom. There's a shorter 3/4, goes on the top. We need one more for out here. Karen, you supervising everything. Karen's over there being her normal supervisor self. All right, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put this one in. I'm gonna set the other side up and then we'll pick right back up here. All right, so we're putting the last part in on that side there. I'm guessing I probably need to tighten this side here up first. I'm not a crescent wrench fan, but I could not find my 1.5" wrench. Excuse me, 1.25" wrench. All I found was 1.1/8", 1.5", so. So we revised the tool list for my particular installation to a impact drill. Rigid was working, but it was taking way too long. Take this off. Okay, so we have it mostly tight there. I guess what we need to do now is make sure we get this down and leveled right. So that we can use the 3/4 for this. This should be fine with these. These are just real simple threads. If you have the length. Be easier if we lift this. One of the things we definitely want to do is get this down tight. And that's just moving with the ball right now. In a lot of the applications I've seen, it looks like this top one goes just about the whole way down. Let's go ahead just to make this easier. And on both sides of mine, you have to, it looks like the threads only go in so far, and then you have to cut the threads. That appears to be just about level and smack dab on with the other. These are just to maintain that distance. I know I've got everything in here held pretty well. So what we want to do now is we're going to just use 9/16 and draw these down some. Okay. On these now, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take all these bolts here. We're going to want to make sure we get them tight. These are the ones that's going to lock everything in place. And you're trying to make this one solid unit, and that's what this side here is. These bolts seem excessively long for all that's needed of them. But I guess this is a universal fit, so there's probably a few tractor models where you don't have any of that bolt left. Anyways, we want to bear down on each one of these. Again, there's no lock washer, so I'll see how everything adjusts on this. And if I have to make any changes, I'll amend the video. Actually, that one doesn't seem to be good enough. There we go. All right, so this is one side done. Next thing I'm going to do is the other side. And these are going to fit over, these coupling, or these bushings right here are going to fit over top of your standard hitch collects. And they will, let me see if I can break this open here. And then they just kind of, you see, they just sit right there. So we'll go ahead, we'll put these on. We're going to hook up the bush hog after we get this done and this on. So let me put this one on and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here's an update on what we're doing with the tractor. Took me a while to figure this out, what we wanted to do. But I used a pretty good gauge wire right here for my battery lead, and that's going to be fed up through here to hit the battery. But on this side here, there was already some bolts in the firewall. So we just mounted the fuse box right there. I use a little extra tape just to make sure nothing hits an arcs. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hook the white is our ground on this. We're gonna hook that probably to there in the frame. And we should have power to our plug back here. And what I did is I ran this wire down along with the factory wiring. Let me get around here, you see a little better. And I just traced how the factory had wiring that went right up into the tractor. So it took me a few extra days to do this than I wanted, but next time we see this, it should be working in operation.